If you grew up in the 1990s, you would recall being impressed by a short scientist experimenting in his secret wardrobe-turned laboratory, which is surprisingly hidden from even his loving yet naive parents. The only person who peeks into his experiments is his sister Dee Dee, with whom he is at constant odds.
Well, that's one.
Yes, we're talking about the brilliant kid prodigy Dexter. Hello, welcome back to Cartoon Panda, where we travel back in time and peek into our favorite cartoons. Today, we are here with Dexter's Lab. Dexter's Laboratory, an animated masterwork by Jendy Tartakovsky, first came out in 1995 on Cartoon Network. There are a total of 78 episodes, each showcasing a different experimental adventure of the young lad and showing the altercation among the siblings, who both have opposite personalities. Dexter is a genius, but to avoid Dee Dee's unwanted curiosity, he usually ends up with crazier consequences. Sounds familiar? Viewers are always treated to a mix of comedy, science fiction, and family-focused storytelling. Dexter matures not only in his scientific ambitions, but also in his interactions with his family throughout. He navigates childhood's ups and downs, balancing his amazing intellect with all the day-to-day problems of school, friendships, and family life. Man, does that sound familiar?
Where is my stuff? I am late! No.
Let's discuss some of the main characters from the show, starting with, of course, Dexter, a short-heighted genius with a Russian accent.
Stop that! Stop that! I'm serious!
He's always busy in his high-tech laboratory and always irritated by his nosy sister. Then we have Dee Dee, where the E's are for energy and enthusiasm. Just kidding. But no, seriously, she's always seen trespassing in Dexter's lab and always ends up with hilarious outcomes. Then we have Mom and Dad, cool looking but extremely innocent. I mean, your kids are running a lab right under your nose and crazy stuff is happening all around, but you're busy doing your own thing. Come on, guys. Another important character is Mandark, who is shown as a rival to Dexter. He is another genius who just wants to get ahead of Dexter. He kinda gives off dark and gothic vibes. Eee. A major character you'll see jumping around is Dexter's monkey, with whom he experimented. The monkey was granted super intelligence through an experiment, and he is a superhero in disguise. I mean, it's not like we didn't know that. Let's talk about his laboratory. The hidden lab is like a high-tech cave where you'll find his amazing things and gadgets. It is filled with futuristic gadgets, robots, and scientific apparatus. Dexter's laboratory is not just a display of scientific marvels. It's a wonderful story of childish curiosity, family relationships, and the eternal conflict between a young genius and the whimsical chaos his inquisitive sister brings. Season 1, Episode 1. The first episode begins as Dexter and Dee Dee are thrown across the laboratory. There's a monster out of nowhere, so Dexter resorts to sending a message to the past, ending up inside the stomach of the monster. Dexter tells Dee Dee to use the time machine and deliver his message to his past self. Dee Dee is suddenly in the past in Dexter's laboratory. Dexter ignores her and is skeptical of her when she tells him she came from the future with a message. But seeing two Dee Dees at once, he realizes his mistakes and begs Dee Dee to give him the message. But Dee Dee has her priorities, and Dexter reluctantly agrees to Dee Dee's whimsical demands. Dexter, then frustrated, uses his interdimensional doorway, but the monster emerges from it, and everything repeats itself. The next two Dee Dees go back to the past to relay Dexter's message to his past self. But again, things repeat. The interdimensional doors open, the monster appears, and the whole comedic loop continues. Season 1, Episode 13. The following episode starts with Dee Dee performing some sort of dance routine. Suddenly, her alarm clock shows it's time to play with Dexter. She's headed to Dexter's lab, cracking the password and imitating his voice. Dee Dee has her way of irritating Dexter by repeating his words, and when she excuses herself from him, saying that she will be leaving, Dexter finds her in his hydroplasmatic inflation suit. He asks her to remove it, but Dee Dee instead asks him how it works. Dexter, feigning ignorance, is mocked by Dee Dee, who says that his experiments are dumps. He tells her that she just needs to rotate the dial, and Dee Dee just does exactly that. Getting irritated with a floating Dee Dee, he tries many of his genius robots to get her down, but nothing works. Then, he finally gets in an eagle suit and becomes successful, but unfortunately, his suit gets destroyed in the process. Dee Dee feels bad for him, so she has an idea where she makes him wear the suit and ties balloons all over it, leaving him in the sky to fly away with a sour face. Season 2, Episode 14. This episode is about the childish aspect of Dexter. Although a genius, Dexter is still a kid. It was to be expected when we saw him like this. The jingle of an ice cream truck lures Dexter, but his piggy bank has nothing to offer, and Dad's magic trick vanishes with his only coin. Dexter secures some cash from his mom, but only to find the truck has already departed. The next day, Dexter reveals a glue-coated hand invention soaring towards his lab's change jar. Outside, coins cling to his hands, but there's a long line, and this time too, he was unsuccessful. Man, seems like he really wants some ice cream. On the third day, Dexter gets a giant magnet to use, but the ice cream man sees him and escapes him on a bike. On the fourth day, he applies his laser experiment to trap the ice cream man, but Dad is there to ruin his plans, and the man passes without a hitch. Shocking. But he didn't stop there. On the fifth day, Dexter confronts the ice cream man. The ice cream man finally gives details about the whole ordeal. Realizing his foolishness, Dexter apologizes, reconciling with the ice cream man, who resentfully hands over a chocolate popsicle to him. Dexter's attempt to break a $100 bill prompts another burst of the ice cream man's frustration. Season 2, Episode 39. The following is a global escapade, where we can see different characters in the same frame. The whole ordeal begins as Mom rushes to awaken Toshi, a Japanese exchange student. Back in Japan, Dexter with his big robot unintentionally triggers Mount Fuji Yashiyama, prompting the awakening of Bad Extra. The scene shifts to New York, where Agent Honeydew and Global Security fail to restrain Bad Extra. Justice Friends join the battle, but their attempts are falling short. Valhalla's musical powers work briefly until 4 fanatics intervene. Krunk steps in, tossing Bad Extra skyward, but the monster crashes down, crushing the remaining Justice Friends. Honeydew uses telepathy to call upon Monkey. In the next scene, Dexter's parents and Monkey join the fight against Bad Extra, where he risks exposing his lab to his parents. Toshi reveals the power of union love as a potential solution, and it works! But Mandark's misguided attempt only worsens the situation. But Monkey is there to save the day. After the victory, Dexter erases his parents' memories, and Monkey wipes Dexter's memory. The season closes with Dee Dee as the only keeper of the battle, bidding farewell to the screen. Season 3, Episode 12. This exciting episode kicks off in the kitchen, where Dexter's family is enjoying the food. Dexter attempts a discussion that they're not interested in. Being ignored, he wishes to disappear. And the next moment, with Mom, Dad, and Dee Dee, he is in a spaceship inhabited by hostile aliens. The alien leader explains to Dexter what he wants, but Dexter refuses. Filled with anger, the leader deploys minions to confine the family while sending Dexter to a bizarre transference chamber. Freeing themselves from the restraints, Dad, Mom, and Dee Dee rally upon hearing Dexter's desperate cry for help. They even have to go underwater. Meanwhile, the alien leader studying Dexter's personality takes a break, and at that moment, Dexter wishes to be a normal kid again. I mean, I'd want to be a normal kid too after all that. Dexter reunites with his family, and together, they sprint for the exit. Confronted by aliens and their leader, a button pressed by Dee Dee produces an unexpected escape on the roof, propelling the family upward. They take care of the leader, who follows them, leaving him humiliated. Between their laughter at the humiliation, they return home, leaving Mom puzzled about the aliens' intent.
How mixed up those kooky aliens can be.
Season 4, Episode 8. When talking about Dexter, let's not forget that every hero has a villain. And so does our Dexter, who has his nemesis Mandark. In this particular episode, Mandark finds himself in his laboratory, caught off guard by a call from Dexter. Astonishing to him, Dexter is announcing his surrender, offering his lab to Mandark. Okay. Initially skeptical, Mandark senses sincerity in Dexter's words and accepts the unexpected offer, visiting Dexter's lab with lingering suspicions. Dexter, who looks genuine, presents his inventions to Mandark, who, not as brilliant as Dexter, feigns apathy. Dexter then hands him the map and asks about his preferences. Mandark, suggesting top secret plans, explores a machine designed to boost intelligence. Convinced it's a trap, he reverses the roles, using the device on Dexter, unwittingly enlarging his brain and enhancing his intellect. Gradually, Mandark realizes Dexter's sincerity and surrenders his attempts. They form an unlikely alliance to craft a universe-conquering machine. Despite Dexter's technological prowess, Mandark entrusts all the work to him. Exhausted, Dexter completes the machine, handing Mandark the remote. Fumbling to activate it, Mandark unwittingly triggers the iconic Dexter's Laboratory title, marking Dexter's victory. Wow, what a nostalgic journey it was. I'm sure you all share the same sentiment, as it felt like reminiscing about your childhood. We 90s kids sure did have some great shows. This video is just a 10-minute journey into the captivating world of Dexter and his genius experiments with his sweet dumb Dee Dee ruining them. Let us know if you want more parts of this Dexter's Laboratory. Till then, goodbye.